Okay, today's problem will be palindrome substring. What is a palindrome first of all? Let's break down the problem into two. One is palindrome. Let me take this marker. One is palindrome. What is a palindrome? Which can be read left to right and same way right to left. Okay, left to right and right to left, it should be same. Suppose let's take an example A, B, A. If you reverse this A, B, A, both are same. And if you take A, B, C, if you reverse this C, B, A, both are not palindromic strings. Okay. Now we got the idea of what is a palindrome. What is a substring? So in programming, we might think substring and subsequence. Two confusing topics, but I'll just explain in a simple manner. What is that? A, B and C. This is a string. In this, an empty string, any string with length 1 to length of the complete string. Suppose A, one length strings are A, B and C, and A, B are two length strings, and then B, C are two length strings, and then finally three length strings, which is also length of the string, which is N, A, B, C. These are substrings. What about the subsequences? Just note down substrings. The substrings. Okay. And then what about the subsequences? The subsequence is A, B and C. Subsequence will be formed either by deleting or either by deleting one or more characters. That means in A, B, C, you can delete A and write B, and this is also a substring. In A, B, C, you can delete B. AC will be a subsequence. That means no need to delete, and also we can delete. That means either you delete or not. And the order of characters should be same as the input string. That will be a subsequence. Okay. Now let's coming to the problem. Let's solve the given palindromic substring problem. So as from definition, what we thought, and A, B, A, B is the input string. In this, what are the palindromic substrings? How many are there? We need to count. And again, it is considering only palindrome if it is length greater than 2 or equal to 2, which should be important. And the constants also, they were mentioned like this, which is fine. Okay. Now let's take this example A, B, A, B. So what are the substrings? If you consider single empty set, it won't be equal to 2, right? As per the question, the length should be 2. So it can't be. Then A, length 1 is also not considered since it is less than 2. Now let's consider AB. If you reverse it, BA is not a palindrome, so it is not a substring. So substring should be in contiguous places. Now let's take AA. If you reverse it, again AA. So these two strings form a palindromic substring. That means AA is one of the palindromic substring. Can we find any more from this string? Let's note down like this: A, B, A, B. If you observe B, A, B, this is a palindromic substring. If you reverse it, it will be same. And A, B, A, B. If you observe A, B, A is one of the palindromic substring. So let's note down A, which is length 2, valid. A, B, A, which is length 3, valid. And B, A, B, which is length 4, which is also valid. So we found out manually what are the substrings. Then how can we code them? Just everyone have a basic intuition. We just need to follow that. Suppose A, B, A, B. Let's consider suppose A, B, A. In this, B is something in the middle which will be constant. Something going to left and something going to right will increase, right? That means number of strings can be added. Here A, and here A, or here C. So its left and right string should be matched. Okay, this is one scenario. Let's consider this as an odd one. Suppose another scenario is there for even. For even, let's consider A, 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 A. Suppose if you consider A, you will check like, okay, these two are equal or not. These two are equal, fine. But if you consider this A, you feel like, oh, there is no character here, so we cannot form palindrome with this, and the final length will be like 3. But in real, the actual length is A, which is length of 4 characters. That means we should consider both even and odd. So how an even palindrome looks like? A, odd A, B, A. So we need to handle both of them. So at this point of time, we came to know that, okay, we understand that what is palindrome, what is substring, what is subsequence, substring, what is palindrome, and types of palindrome, types of cases we can say, like even and odd. Now, actual in our algorithms or in coding style, how can we write this down? Whatever we do in pen and paper, we should do exactly same on the code also. So since we are considering A, B, A, and considering the middle part as the center and continue growing toward left and right, we should do the same. So A, B is the first input, let's say. Okay, in this A, B, let's consider A as middle of the palindromic string and grow towards left and towards right. And then consider B, grow towards left, towards right. Consider A again, towards left, towards right. Consider A, towards left and towards right. Consider B, towards left and towards right. So this way we can find, we cannot miss any palindrome. That means we are not missing any palindrome, right? A, B. So let's run our algorithm, whatever we thought. Okay, A, B. When we come to this A doesn't have the left side. Even though it has right side. So let's consider A as substring. Now compare the length. Its length is less than 2. which is 1 less than 2, which is not a valid for our output. So don't consider that. Okay. And then let's consider B. Let's consider B and start growing like this. Suppose make this as left pointer and make this as right pointer. And start left and both right at this ith index, which is I. And you should I decrement and you should I increment if both are matching. Both characters are matching. A and this A. Both are matched, so you found a substring. We just need a substring, so we found it, and you need to find the length, which is 3. 3 is greater than 2, so which is a valid output, which is absolutely correct. So we will consider this, but you shouldn't stop here. You need to move left and move right to consider all the substrings which are greater than length 3. So once you're done with B, that means somewhere you get empty string or you will get some unmatched character. Then you need to increment your I, which happens here. And it will come here and it will consider all palindromic substrings with A. So basically here we are doing just a simple thing. So in a nutshell, what we can say, find palindromic substrings by considering every index forms a palindrome. Okay, we can start coding now. Let's dive into the coding. So let's apply the same we have discussed in the theory part. So for understanding, I'm just adding the comments like make every index contribute to palindrome. That means we are checking or check if every index contribute to palindrome. Okay, so for that we need to iterate through 0 to length of the string, which is the last index. It will stop at the last index, the range will, and then you need to consider what? You need to grow toward left and towards right. So initially both are starting at the ith index. That means if you start it at middle A, B, A, in the B is first index. Then both will start here and you will grow until the left should be greater than or equal to 0 and right should be less than length of S, and S of left equal to S of right. Here what you will do, if character matches on both left and right side, you need to decrement your pointer and also increment your pointer so that you can find the furthermore length strings more than the current length. So this way you can find suppose if your example is A B A and you start I at B. If you start I at B, then if you move towards left and towards right, you will be able to find ABA and AABAA. So this length will be your result. So two substrings are formed with B. Okay. So every time if you match left and right pointer, you are finding one substring. So let's consider it. Let's increment our output. That means you found a valid palindromic substring. So output equal to 0 and here I am incrementing the output equal to 1. So what if you consider this kind of example? All are A's and it is even length palindrome. In even length palindrome, for understanding, I am just giving the spaces. Suppose if you start at this index, if you start both left and right pointers at this index, you are able to find A and A. And what about this? You are not able to find, right? You will be skipped with this A. But if you start left at this point and right at its next index, you will able to find both. That means here. Now left will check here and right will check here. You found the length 4 and left will check here and right will check here. You found the length 5, 6. So this way you are able to find even length also. So for even length, what we'll do? Right comma left equal to, we should take I and I plus 1. And we should do the same logic. Left should be greater than or equal to 0 and right should be less than length of S. And S of left equal to S of right. If both matches, just increment the output because we need to find all substrings and decrement left and increment right. We need to return the output. We initialized output, we found odd length, we found even length. And you may ask, what about this constraint? The length should be equal to 2 or more. Suppose if you start at this I, that means 1, we will check both left and right are same. So B equal to B. We are incrementing the output. What should we do now? We should check if right minus left difference is greater than 1. Should be greater than 1, then only the odd length are correct, right? Or else you are considering one length strings also. So this way we are handling two length strings. Ensure length greater than or equal to 2. Or you can say equals to 2. This way it is more understanding. Suppose if you consider even length strings, in the even length strings like AA, if you start here and here, even if you compare both of them, both are will make a length of 2, so which is perfectly fine. Let's run this code and let's check the output. Let's cross check everything once. Yeah. Okay, the simple test case gave the output, and let's produce few more test cases from R. Suppose let's consider even length A, which is 28, which is absolutely correct. And then let's give an empty string. For empty string, we won't go into this loop and we should end up with 0, which is correct. Okay, and then let's give a simple string A. It is odd length and this will run only one time. And it is one length string, we won't consider that, and output should be 0. Okay, next AA, two length string, we should get true. Like we should get 1 answer as 1. So answer came 1. We can give some A, B, A, B, A. 10 expected, which is correct. Let's give an A, B, A, C, A, C, A, C, B, B, A, C. Let's check this random string. Obviously, it won't create much. Okay, it's created 13 substrings. Let's submit this and check. Okay, the programs ran successfully and we got the geek bit as well. And let's check the time complexity of this program. I will run from 0 to length of s, which is length of s, let's consider as n. It will run order of n time. Okay, it will run in order of n. And then what about inner for loops? Both for loops, let's consider I started at the middle of the array. Then I will, and in the worst case consider, suppose I has all A's, suppose A, which is length of 5 and all characters are same. That means it is a valid palindrome. I started here. I from left started here to start, and right also incremented, left also decremented. Total, the left and right pointers traveled total total length of this given string. So what will happen? It will add up order of n, which is, this is also order of n. In the worst case, I am saying, because every time we should consider the worst case complexity, and big O denotes that. So in worst case, it will travel order of n times. Order of this will be order of n by 2, and this will be order of n by 2. If we club them, it will be order of n only. Order of n and order of n multiplies gives the time complexity as order of n square. Space complexity. Space will be, have you used any extra space? No, you just use the pointers. They won't consume the space. It only holds the index, which is constant space. So we have solved this in constant space. And yeah, that's about the program. Hope you find this video helpful, and it will, you gain something today. Please like, share and subscribe the channel for more useful videos.